Hey yo, what's up guys, it's ItsSMOGONdevo, finally back with some PvP practice videos. Again, I'm sorry that you guys are getting this Mirror Cup content so late. It was a very crazy month for me. But I am going to bump out all of this content out to you over the next few days, just so you can be entertained and see how my Mirror Cups went for me. Yeah, I think we're just going to start out with a bunch of extremely early Twilight videos. I believe this was still around the time the new charge move mechanics were pretty fresh for me, so admittedly I'm pretty horrible at them, so you get to watch me mess up a lot. And I actually never did Twilight the first time it came around, so a lot of this was extremely foreign to me, stacking a completely new cup on top of new charge move mechanics, and I do struggle a little bit at the start. But I picked myself up near the end, or at least around the time that my tournament actually begun. So you'll get to see me kind of shift through, I guess, some of the different teams and Pokemon I was messing around with in the early time until the present. Yeah, we'll begin with some Twilight. I'll try to switch it up around the middle and give you some regionals content. And then I'll give you my regionals tournament. We'll continue along doing whatever Mirror Cups, either regional, maybe a bit of Boulder, Tempest, some more Twilight. Then I'll hit you with my Boulder Mirror Cup. We'll jump back into some more Twilight, and then we'll wrap it all up with my Twilight tournament. And then we'll start to focus on the current month stuff, which I still need to actually record a few things for. So yeah, that's the roadmap for the next few days. Today we're going to check out some Twilight. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know how your Mirror Cups went, if you played in Twilight, or just whatever your favorite cup was. I'm very interested to hear it. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into some of these battles. Alright, so here we go. Oh yeah, this was one of my very early builds using Togekiss, Venomoth, and Azu. I was using Kiss and Venomoth a lot actually. It's funny because I basically completely dropped them by the end. We're going to do some battles with Valor Ash. Very awesome that I get to have him as an Ultra Friend, do some really nice scrims. I lead Togekiss into his T-Tar, which is pretty great for me. This is a good matchup for Togekiss, but it does get pretty close. He makes a good switch into Venomoth, so I see that and I go straight for my Azumarill. Now I have the Ice Beam Azumarill, so I'll be able to wail on this Venomoth quite well. I know it's 3 Confusions to Poison Fang and 4 to Silver Wind, so I'm trying to keep that in mind. Get this first shield, and Azu's just so bulky that it can easily take a few Poison Fangs. So I don't have to burn the shield immediately. And then I'm hoping I can get to another Ice Beam, but he did actually farm up a little bit of energy there. So I will burn this shield. I don't want Azu to get too low yet, and I know I can get to this Ice Beam, so I either force a shield or I knock out his Venomoth. So I'm not horrible at the Ice Charge move minigame, but oh, he actually does burn both of his shields. Azu's pretty low at this point, so even if I burn this shield, my Azu's going to get rendered pretty useless. So I decide to let it go, and then I can actually just bring in my own Venomoth and chip him down. I don't have to burn a shield here. Poison Fang and Silver Wind won't really do all that much. Goes for the Poison Fang, and I take it like a champ. Now I'm in trouble because he can easily just bring in that T-Tar, make that read, and I switch back to Togekiss. So he makes a switch, and I can't see what he has at all. So I just decide to blindly go for an Ancient Power. No idea what I just hit, and it actually was Zone Togekiss, so that's pretty cool. But now his Tyranitar comes back in and puts on a hurt to my Venomoth. These smackdowns are really coming in, so I go for this Undertap to get the Silver Wind, and it should be enough to knock the Tyranitar. I managed to get the boost. Worthless boost, but a boost is a boost. So jumping into the next game, we're going to switch up the lineup a bit. Go ahead with the Venusaur in the front. And I'm still sticking to that Togekiss Mothcore. This 3 is extremely weak to Alolan Muck. But I had no idea what Alolan Muck was at this point. I was new to Twilight once again. And here you go, you'll see that Alolan Muck come in on my Venusaur. So I know I'm not in the greatest position here. I'm trying to farm up a bit of energy and then make a switch into Venomoth. Didn't really have anything better, so I figured I would just try to take a few hits here. He does go for the Dark Pulse, which is great. A lot of people tend to make the AS bait. I feel like a lot of people just over AS, but he doesn't do that. He goes for the correct move, the Dark Pulse there. I'm going to shield and then go for a Silver Wind, hoping to at least force him to burn one of his own shields. He makes a good play and goes for the AS there. But I think I had to shield either way. And look at me missing these bubbles, man. Would have done a little bit more damage, potentially been able to KO with the confusions had I not missed. But there you go. He still has 2 shields, which isn't the greatest for me. So I immediately go for a Frenzy Plant just to get rid of this muck. And I miss all those bubbles. I get the shield though, so that's alright. Now I'm just trying to farm him down pretty aggressively. I'm not going to burn my final shield, and it is an acid spray, so it's a good thing I didn't. I can farm it down and gain a decent amount of energy there. Almost out of Frenzy Plant now. A little bit of a laggy battle. Oh, he brings in that Venomoth. That is probably the worst thing to see for me. Surprisingly, he does switch out to the Togekiss. I should be able to get to this Ancient Power before him, because I switched him first. Hopefully burn a shield here. Get that final shield. And then it looks like my best play... Oh, I actually decided to burn the shield, but I don't think I could have really turned this around, but had I maybe just let the Togekiss go down and then tried to farm his Togekiss with my Venusaur, could have got a bit of energy off, but again, I don't really think it would have made a huge difference. Poison Fang comes out and just decimates my Togekiss. I do have that Frenzy Plant ready. I decided to go for the Sludge Bomb. I probably, doesn't really matter, but 2 Frenzy Plants might have been the better play for me. I really don't think I would have gotten to them anyways unless I had maybe tried to farm down that Togekiss. But there you go, his Venomoth takes out my Venusaur. And now we'll jump into the next match. I decide to try out my Smackdown Tyranitar. So I lead T-Tar with Togekiss and my first attempt at a Frostlass. I really did come to love Frostlass by the end of Twilight. So I lead T-Tar into Alolan Muck. Pretty good matchup for me. I don't have to burn a shield, at least not immediately. I can wait to see if he tries to DP me or AS. Doesn't really matter, and I can save up a little bit of energy here. Again, I'm not going to burn the shield. I'm okay with taking a DP or an Acid Spray. So he goes for the AS, and then I go for a Crunch right away, hoping to bait a shield. I don't get the shield, but I am able to knock out his Alolan Muck. Almost at another Crunch. Still didn't second move my Tyranitar at this point. So he switches in his Togekiss, and this is an okay matchup, but I am AS'd. So my defense is way too low, and those charms just messed me up. But now I can bring in Frostlass on this Togekiss. I didn't know at the time that this actually isn't the greatest matchup for Togekiss, or for Frostlass, just because those charms hurted so much. Get that shield, and I'm trying to build up another Avalanche. So I do shield the move coming in, and with an Ancient Power. I don't know, I thought I would be able to get to that Avalanche. Maybe had I undertapped, I would have been able to use it. But that charm damage just had me down. But it's alright, because my Togekiss can come in and clean up his. But of course he has a Venomoth in the back. So this is a pretty uphill matchup for me. I am going to shield, just because I try to go for the win. The first Poison Fang comes out, and now it's just a confusion or two away from the next, I think. Go Ancient Power just to make this as close as I can, I guess. Yeah, and he gets to that Poison Fang, which will actually knock out my Togekiss. Man, this first team I drafted, honestly, it was not the greatest. It had quite a few holes to it. But I just thought that Togekiss Venomoth core was decent at the time. So now I'm actually going to go ahead and try out Umbreon. So we lead Alolan Muck with Venomoth and Umbreon in the back. I didn't end up liking Umbreon all that much by the end. So I lead into the Muck Mirror. Always a fun matchup. How I typically like to play mirrors is I like to see what the opponent does first, and then I decide what I would like to do. So both of us are trying the same thing. We're just going blindly. I get a little impatient, and I decide I'll just go for the Acid Spray. Look at me missing all of these bubbles. He doesn't fall for the shield bait. I'm not going to shield, though. I don't think I do. I figured he'll try to AS me as well. And he actually just goes straight for the Dark Pulse. But now I go for an Acid Spray, thinking that he'll assume I'm definitely going for a Dark Pulse here. So I can get his shield bait. And I do manage to get it, which is great. So I'm up a shield. At this point, I don't see a whole lot of a reason or a point to actually burn my own shield. I'll let Alolan Muck go down. Had I bricked his shield, I may have been able to take out his milk, but now I'm able to maintain switch advantage. Because he has an acid spray, I bring in my Venomoth to chip him down, get up some energy so I'm ready for the next one coming in. He goes Tyranitar, that's not the greatest position. So I switch to Umbreon with a 2 shield advantage. I just want to chip it down so that I can potentially finish it off with the Venomoth or something. Goes for a crunch and I don't shield, thankfully. And then I can go for my own foul play. Umbreon's just so tanky, it's going to be able to compete somewhat decently with the Tyranitar. And now I go for a second foul play here. Does a nice amount of damage. If I can get to one more, I will be able to knock out the Tyranitar. So I do shield because I want to knock out the Tyranitar. Goes for that crunch. And then I'm able to actually get off my last foul play, which is pretty great. So he'll be forced to shield this if he wants to keep his Haunter alive. Now I'm up his shield and I got my Venomoth in the back. Gonna try to hit the Silver Wing to chip him down a bit. And then my confusion damage should take care of the rest. Let that bubble slip by. And there you go, Haunter will go down. My Venomoth will come out on top. So jumping into the next one, we're going to go ahead and lead with Toxicroak. Something I knew was decent in Twilight 1. It still is pretty good here. I was just trying to feel out a lot of different picks, so you can see me messing around with stuff like Umbreon and Togekiss early on. I lead into the Venusaur. I didn't know at the time, but this is actually a pretty good matchup for Toxicroak, provided that you have, I think it's 133 HP. If you do, along with a certain amount of defense, I just don't remember off the top of my head, you can just double Sludge Bomb onto the Venusaur and win. It's a pretty narrow win, but it is a win. So I blocked the first Frenzy Plant, but because I Mud Bombed, I'm actually very close to my second Sludge Bomb. You can take a single Frenzy Plant, I believe, because you do resist it, yeah, and then you can get off a Sludge Bomb. I go for a Mud Bomb though. I don't know why. I should have went for the Sludge Bomb play. I'm so bad at this ground one. He goes Togekiss, and Toxicroak just gets melted. But now I can bring in my Venusaur. This is a pretty good matchup for Venusaur. If you land that Sludge Bomb, you're in a really nice position. I think you can actually just go for the Frenzy Plant because of how frail Togekiss is, and it'll still chunk it down quite a lot. Ooh, I get that Sludge Bomb off and knock out that Togekiss. Now he brings in Venomoth, and I'm going to have to switch out to Umbreon. Umbreon has a decent matchup to Venomoth. It can tank a Silver Wind, unlike Tyranitar. It doesn't knock it out as quick, but I mean, it can actually take that Silver Wind. And he gets the boost. So this is pretty hopeless for me now. Go for the foul play, try to bait his shield, try to do as much as I can. It's a good thing I didn't shield the first Silver Wind now though, because I do have the option of shielding this one coming. I pretty much have to shield on my Umbreon because Venusaur's not going to take this Venomoth at all. Goes for the Poison Fang bait. Very good. I will draw a shield with this, but he's very close to that Silver Wind, and he switches out, which is interesting. So I'm farming a little bit, and then I'm trying to go for a switch, but I was still on cooldown. So that's not the greatest position to be in. He probably has some energy stored in the back on that Venomoth too. So I'm choosing to farm up a little bit more energy, not to get too greedy there, and then I'll go for a Frenzy Plant on Venusaur. I hoped to build a little bit more energy so that I could have a second Sludge or a Frenzy Plant or Sludge Bomb. And I'm actually able to get to the Sludge Bomb. So fingers crossed that I hit all my bubbles. Looks like I got them all for once. Ah, and I'm just short. That that Silver Wind boost definitely saved him there. And now he'll go for this Poison Fang to knock out my Venusaur. Good game. The boost has defeated me. So now for this next game, we're going to try out some Azumarill, Muck, and Tyranitar. You know, it's hard to say if I love Tyranitar by the end. I did end up using it, but it just felt so frail. So I lead Alolan Muck into Quillfish, which is pretty interesting. If I remember correctly, this is an okay matchup for Alolan Muck. I might be mistaken on that. Alolan Muck gets either Tentacruel or Quillfish, I just don't remember right now. It's been a while since I've done my Twilight Cup. I don't shield this first Aqua Tail. I'm more so just curious to know how much damage it's going to do. And I go for an Acid Spray, hoping to shield bait. Doesn't fall for it. I feel like at the start I made this mistake a lot too. A lot of players don't actually go for Dark Pulse, they just Acid Spray bait. It becomes really predictable. I make that mistake a lot at the start. But at least I do draw that shield. Now I have Azu and Tyranitar in the back. So I'm hoping just to chip him down, and I will burn the shield. I know it's an Aqua Tail and it's Cone or Tyranitar. But Smackdown turret pretty much anything they touch. Tricky situation, do I shield? I don't. And Tyranitar takes a huge hit. But I did want to save some shields for Azu in the back. Now he brings in Togekiss and Tyranitar gets melted. But it's okay, I do have a Azumarill in the back. As long as he doesn't have a poison type, I am fine. So I can get to this Ice Beam pretty quick. Probably like the only one I'm actually good at. I almost actually missed that bubble. I am going to shield here because I don't want Azu to get any lower than it is right now. The fact that he did decide to shield means that his final mon is probably a little bit weak to Azu. So I farm up a little bit more energy. That might have been a mistake just because of how much damage Charm does. But now I will be able to knock out the Togekiss and have a little bit of energy for whatever's in the back. It's Venomoth and my Azu is way too low, so even with this Ice Beam, it's not going to be enough, unfortunately. Yeah, if I could have gone to a second one, it would have been enough, but that's the game. GG's right there. We're going to jump into the final match over here. Alolan Muck with Azu and Titar. I believe that's the exact same three I just ran. So we lead Muck, a lead that I really happened to like at the start, and it looks like Baylor really liked it too. So we lead into this mirror matchup again. Normally, again, I like to wait to see what the opponent will do, but it looks like he's also thinking a similar thing as well, so this time I say I'll just go for the Dark Pulse and try to chip him down. He doesn't shield. I'm not going to shield. I don't really want to win this matchup, I just want to gain an advantage somewhere. Goes for the AS. So now I'll go for my own Acid Spray. Hoping to get a shield, and I do get it, which is great. Acid Spray Dark Pulse, I feel like I already got my advantage in that shield, so I will actually not shield. And that was his mistake, because now I'm able to get a little bit more energy up on him and force him to make a decision. He switches into the Venomoth, which is really smart, but I get to an Acid Spray just in time. And I can launch it on that Venomoth and bring in Tyranitar just to run through that Venomoth. Oh my goodness. Tyranitar stomps that Venomoth, and now he has a basically dead Alolan Muck in the background. And I've got 2 shields and my Azu. So I will go for the Crunch to do some chip. If he doesn't shield, my Tyranitar may be able to win this matchup. Yes, he has to burn that shield there. And that Charm damage melts my Tyranitar. So Azu's going to come in, he has no shield. I'm free to build up a little bit more energy than I need to. Shield this. Charm users build energy extremely slow, so I know I have a little bit of room here to just build up some energy. I see the boost, so I just go straight for this Ice Beam. I'm not trying to deal with that again. Knock out that Togekiss, and I still have a shield up, and I'm actually able to knock out the Mug with Bubble damage, which is great. So go ahead and take that match as well. Well, there you go. That is the first set of Twilight battles. Set the practice battles up with some nice footage versus Baylor Ash. This one was going to be a little bit of a longer video than the next few, but I wanted to give you guys a nice introduction into some of my practice battles, sorry. So you guys get to see me mess up a lot, fail horribly at those minigames. Yeah, you're gonna see a few more Twilight videos coming up. I think I have about 5 more. And then we'll start to finally get into some regionals videos, followed by my regionals tournament. So stay tuned, we're going to be uploading quite a few of these. Maybe I can just, every day, try to do like a new project, so maybe today I'll try to get all of my Twilight stuff out, then we'll focus on regionals, then the tournament, something like that, I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Don't forget to drop a like, go ahead and sub to my channel too, leave me a comment. Let me know how your Mirror Cup was, or if you're excited for the future cups coming up. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I'm pretty active there. If I'm not posting videos or recording anything or TMing, I'm on Twitter, slacking off at work. No, just kidding. But I am active a lot there, so definitely follow me on Twitter. You can find it in the video description. And also it's like in the graphic to my practice videos. You'll see it there. I'm going to sign off for now. Stay tuned for some more Twilight Cup content. Take care for now, guys. I'll see you later.